That's almost the entire roof panel. There's a little bit just, where is it? There, you can see it. But apart from that, and a couple of edging bits, but apart from that, the roof's panelled, whoop whoop, and it's not even 9 o'clock yet. So we've had a cracking morning. I'm taking a short break because my brilliant son Crusoe has come over to keep me company. Take a look at this. Hey Crusoe, how are you doing? How's that watermelon?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it breakfast? The boy is just a little fruit bat. We offered him chocolate porridge this morning for breakfast. He refused it flat out. And he's sat there now with watermelon. Okay, anyway, back to the tiny house. Gosh, who out there has gone to work for months trying to finish something and just been distracted by other things? Other things land on your desk, or other things come in that are more important or take precedent, priority. But anyway, this tiny house, yes, buddy? Is that for me? What, do you not want it?
Just eat it.
Okay. Eat it now?
Yeah.
Cheers. Anyway, the tiny house has really felt like that for us. We've tried and tried and tried to battle our way through these other things. The chickens came, of course, and then the garden needed planting. Mario's came and started digging that pond. By the way, just so everybody's updated on that one, we haven't just stopped that. We're waiting for Mario to turn up. Understand he's got some staff problems at the moment and he's super duper busy. So we are just waiting for him to turn up and carry on with that project. It's exactly as we left it. The spring we've piped out so it's not filling up the pond. So that's dropping off the edge of the land at the moment. And well, we're just waiting for Mario to come back, and we'll give you an update as soon as he comes back and carries on digging. We've ordered some membrane so we can fill it up as soon as it's finished. Anyway, here we are. Today is the day. We've got no relatives over, first time in 3 weeks. That's it's sad to see everybody go, but it's also great for us because it means we can just sort of crack on. The plan today: finish the panels on the roof, give the walls another lick of paint, tidy them up a little bit, grout the floor, and then we'll see whether we've got time at the end of the day for some skirting. Anyway, for now, just going to finish off the last few pieces of panel. Hello, Crusoe. He's off running. Tidy out the rest of the tiny house and start the grouting. Okay, team, here we are, finishing the final few pieces of panel. Remember that Europe song? The final countdown. Doo-doo-doo. Feels a bit like that right now.
As John gets on with the tiny house, I wanted to say an enormous thank you to the sponsor of today's video, AG1. If you've been with us for a while, you'll know how much we love this stuff. The last couple of weeks, we have had family staying, and it makes it a little bit difficult to stick with routine. One of the things I love the most about AG1 is how simple it is and how easy it is to stick to, even when you're busy. It's also really reassuring to know that we're getting everything we need for our day, especially when John hasn't been very well. If you watched Wednesday's episode, you'll know that we failed at finishing the tiny house earlier this week because he was feeling under the weather. So I'm going to take this up to him and we'll tell you a little bit more about why this stuff is so great. But with a bit of lurgy lurking around, it's definitely time for some vitamin D. Right, up to the tiny house we go. AG1 is designed to simplify your health routine by making sure you only need one product to get all of the vitamins and supplements you need to support your body to function at its best. With 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics and adaptogens in one convenient single scoop a day, AG1 supports gut health, boosts immunity, gives us more energy, helps us recover and focus, and will also slow the signs of aging, which is needed when two little people compromise your sleep.
I still can't get over how fruity that tastes. It's part of our daily routine and we absolutely love it. Good news is, if you're thinking about it and you're sort of on the fence, if you click on the link below, you'll be getting 5 free travel packs and a year's supply of vitamin D drops. That's amazing, especially if you're not as lucky as we are to live underneath the sun. Yum, yum. Perfect, it's pretty much done now. I've cleaned out all of the gaps, made sure there's no dust or debris in them, pulled out those little crosses that I've been using to make sure that the distances, the gaps between the tiles are all nice and square. I'm ready to start putting the grout in. Okay, I'm starting in this corner. I've made it fairly thick stuff, so hopefully it's not too... Yeah, it's good. It's a good consistency. I've got with me, as well as the grout, I've got myself a bucket of water as well. That's going to help clean the tiles, because I don't want to leave too much of this stuff on top of the tiles.
Have you heard about summer snow? When it falls on you, your blood runs cold. But don't you sweat your pretty skin.
All right. Just trying to get up a little bit of the leftover grout and tidy the gaps up a little bit with a sponge. That's it for today. I am absolutely banjaxed, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'm going to come in, I'm going to fit the skirtings. I'm going to start mopping the floor, fiddling around. No doubt Tara's got some ideas for things that need to go on the walls. Move a desk in here, perhaps even a bed. Let's have a look and see. Brilliant day's work, and I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'll see you there.
'Cause it melts away for it sinks in. And you dream about this very night, when the moon runs down the summer sky. Could it be the morning of the spring, when the sea runs dry and start to sing? Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live. ever feel like going back, when nothing seemed to be a drag. You read until your legs gave way, then you cried and got back up again. And it's real to think that I could fly across a broken bridge in the fading light. Never thought ahead of my 2 feet, never had a care in the world, you see. Have you heard from the sky all about it? Down the river, high tide flows around it. Through the whispers of pines, I hear them sing. The more you love, the more you live.
Yet another day dawns in the tiny house, but it is starting to feel so close to finish now. Anyway, I've put John and Crusoe down to sleep. John is absolutely exhausted after yesterday because he literally worked from dawn until dusk. Sawyer's been asleep all morning, so he's going to wake up any second. But the one thing I'd really like to get done is to mop this floor properly, try and get rid of as much of the grout dust as I can so that we can move the desk in here at the very least today, because it's taking up a little bit of space in what is our laundry room, which is the kitchen in the stone house. And it would be really cool to start feeling like this is, you know, starting to, I don't know, just keep moving forward. So, it's actually a pretty big day in the newbie world today. We are potty training. And so that is my primary focus today. So this is pretty much the only time I'm going to have to work. This is going to take ages to clean. Fifi just crowed really close to where Sawyer's asleep. I think my time is a bit limited, more than it was 2 minutes ago. Now, to go and chase the cockerel or not? Let's go see if we can encourage him to go and crow somewhere else. There he is, look at him. Phoenix! Fifi, please can you go and make that noise somewhere else? Hey, we do love it, but Sawyer's asleep. Sawyer is just over there in the buggy. Fifi, go away. Hopefully I'm going to get away with it. Anyway, it's amazingly beautiful and fresh today. We had that bit of rain yesterday, which is the first in a while. And it's just made everything feel really kind of cooled off and full of life again. I was talking about rain yesterday with John, and it was just so refreshing to have it. It's been a while, and as I think we've said, and lots of people are talking about it online, I've noticed, that it's been the driest April. You know, April is usually when Portugal gets most of their rain, and we've hardly had any this April. In fact, it's been really, really dry, which makes for a wonderful life, and we've all been enjoying the sunshine and, you know, living outdoors, but it does make us a bit concerned for the summer.
Alarm goes off at 5:15. Roll out of bed, rub the sleep from my eyes. Throw on a shirt and some jeans and my boots, and then it's time to make that morning drive. Work all day till I'm totally beat. Get back home and fall right to sleep. Alarm goes off in the morning and the cycle's complete. Work, sleep, repeat. Yeah, work, sleep, that's all I ever do anymore. Work, sleep. Somewhere up the line I forgot what I was working for. Yeah, there goes life, looks like it ain't slowing down for me.
I'll tell you what, this is not a fun job. I thought I was going to come in here, give the place a quick mop while Crusoe was asleep, and then I'd be able to move furniture in. But this is hard. It's really like taxing to just sit and scrub and scrub and scrub, and each tile is taking at least 2 or 3 minutes. It's making me think that this tiny house has become as a bit of a lesson, really, that things are always going to take longer than you think they are on a project like this, and that you've kind of got to set out with that expectation and not the expectation that we set out with for this project, which was that it would be a quick 2-week renovation and all of a sudden we'd have a spare bedroom. Think what we need to take away from it is some really good lessons, one of which being investigate whether or not grout is better put on with a tube, because I think it would make life a whole lot easier. I'm taking a quick break to make some lunch, and then hopefully I'll either be back to it or back to potty training. What a day.
Did you like it?
Does he like it?
Hey, I don't know if you're listening to the things I say. I've been thinking about how I let you down. Remember when I told you I thought that everything was gonna be okay? I wish I could.
It is Thursday morning. Here we are, once again, in the tiny house. It's not Thursday, is it? It's Friday.
Friday, yeah.
It's Friday morning. So things are hotting up. I am going to carry on with cleaning the floor tiles, which I started yesterday. John is trying to get the paint on so that we can then get the skirting done in here. And once that's all done, we can start moving furniture, right?
Yeah, I feel like we've said that like 100 times.
1,000 times. If this is starting to feel repetitive for you, it's feeling repetitive for us too. As I mentioned yesterday, we're potty training. It's going really well. But I am having to try and do what I'm doing with one eye on our little friend here. So everything's taking twice as long. It's a pretty intense week, I'm not going to lie. But we're really determined that by the end of this episode, you are actually watching us move stuff in, not just talking about it. So let's get to work here, Crusoe.
Okay.
Okay. So if you haven't seen the episode where we talked about the electrics, the plan is that this room is completely off-grid. John has wired in these plugs to a mains plug at the door, which we will use to plug into our EcoFlow River 2 Pro box, which is the kind of off-grid solar box. And yeah, so we can bring it in here when there's people here and we need power in here, but we can also take it out and use it around the farm whenever we need to.
All right, I am, well, frustrated about that tiled floor. It's coming up, but it's taking a really, really long time. It's also raising a question that I hadn't considered when I purchased these tiles as to whether they need to be sealed before we finish it off, because the color difference between when they're wet and when they're dry is pretty stark. So it might very well be that we need to seal them before we finish. But anyway, for now, I'm going to let them dry out. We're going to have a look and see how that floor is once the tiles are dry. I think probably it's going to need another couple of good moppings and maybe some scratching as well here and there. Can do that bit by bit, but let's not let that stop us from cracking on. So that, as promised, at the end of this episode, we can start moving some furniture and I can't wait for that. I am so ready for that.
In other untiny house related news, I have a caterpillar problem with my cabbages. Part of me is like, this is really cool because we're feeding nature as well. And I do like the look of these caterpillars because they turn into, I think you'll know what they are, everybody that does any gardening. They're called cabbage white butterflies or moths.
My Trixie's coming.
Yeah.
My Trixie's coming.
Is Trixie coming?
My
Okie doke. Anyway, they obviously make they grow into a beautiful butterfly, which is really cool. And obviously we'd love more butterflies in the world. Part of me is like, I'm quite pleased to see the caterpillars, but obviously I don't want them to eat all my cabbages. They're also on my, broccoli and my cauliflowers. Obviously, I think they're just like brassica stuff, don't they? So I was reading about it last night, and apparently you need to put nets over your seedlings to stop the butterflies laying eggs on them, which feels like a really nice way of doing things. I think we're a bit late. So what I'm trying to do is keep an eye on it and pick off what I can. I thought the chickens might go in there and help me out, but they don't seem that interested. I've even taken them to the chickens in their coop and they're still not interested. So anyway, lessons learned, isn't it? I also am trying to learn as much as I can about companion planting. We haven't been that good about it this year because, well, we just needed to get on with it. But I know that nasturtiums are really good companion plants for brassicas because they attract this moth butterfly thing and take the brunt of it, which feels a bit mean for the nasturtiums, but it means that we get more of a crop, which is always good. So anyway, let's go and have a look at these caterpillars and see. Excuse the state of me. Paint everywhere, baby food. It's just an average day in the newbie house. How many caterpillars did we find yesterday, Crusoe? 1-6?
Give me 8.
Your tiny eggs, hey. Should we go see how many we can find?
Yeah.
Come on then. They're eating Mummy's cabbages.
Sorry, Mama.
Oh, thanks, baby. That's okay. Caterpillars got to eat too, hey. Look, look, look. There's a butterfly. Crusoe, you see those caterpillars? They become that butterfly, buddy. That's what happens. Show me. Can you find one? Good work.
Shoo.
Shoo, caterpillar. Where's the caterpillar, bud? Let's find. Can you see if there's lots?
No, look, caterpillar.
Is it? That butterfly is the mummy of the caterpillars, Bubba. Can you see any? Are they gone? Do you think the chickens came to eat them? Someone on Instagram sent me a thing about boiling garlic and then using that water to spray on your plants to kind of deter this sort of thing, which sounds cool, you know, way better than pesticides. You look, honestly, if there's enough for me to share with the caterpillars and the butterflies, I'm all for it. So let's see how we go. We'll gauge it out. I do want cabbages, so I'd be a bit sad if I came out one day and they were all gone. Those with experience, please let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. I'm always so grateful for your wisdom. Right, wandering back to the tiny house, see how John's getting on. I must admit something as well. On Wednesday, I was trying to be a little bit lazy and cut a few corners and thought maybe we didn't need to paint the tiny house. And all of you wrote to me and said, paint it, Tara, stop procrastinating. And you were quite right. It looks amazing. The difference is quite incredible. It just now looks like it belongs and it's part of the property rather than some kind of forgotten damp outbuilding. So thanks everybody. I needed that little bit of a cheer on. We're almost done. I'd say we've painted half of the outside and Crusoe dropped the roller in the sand today, so we haven't got a roller to finish, but we will finish it. But for now the priority is just trying to get into it so that we can start kind of feeling like it's lived in.
The skirtings are done.
So does that mean what I think it means?
I think we can move some furniture in, but we're definitely going to need to work on the floor a bit more.
Oh, really?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. That grout's a wee bit of a minor disaster.
Yeah, let's move a desk in here and then at least we've got a quiet place to edit. All right, Uncle Felix.
Oh, darling, is it going to fit through the door?
Uncle Felix and a few other people said, well, dodgy old business making a door skinny like that. How are you going to fit the furniture in?
Phew! That bit, yes.
Sure.
Nice! And we were so hopeful it was going to fit under the window so that we could sit and work and look out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Right, next one.
All right, off you go. Gonna go and help Daddy.
Ready? That's it. Good work, buddy. Oh.
Look at it! Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous!
That's a great
Isn't
thing.
it? So everybody, when you watch our videos from here on in, imagine that this is where they're made. It's a lovely view, darling.
The house that I picked that desk up from, when I picked it up, I looked at it and went, that's a massive desk. And it is a massive desk. And so we've put it in this room here, and suddenly it feels like a really small desk. So this tiny house isn't really very much of a tiny house. It feels quite large.
It does, doesn't it?
And that might give us some indication and some reasons why it's taken so blooming long,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a big space.
Do you think we could at least put the bed head in?
I think we can go and get it. Yeah, let's have a quick look.
I was so excited.
This, by the way, came from an old house in the Douro. I think I paid 50 euros for it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Look at it.
That's all right, Lisa.
Fits kind of perfectly,
That's fab, isn't it?
isn't it?
Wow. What a beautiful
So
bed.
pleased with that.
All right. Well, I think for now, we're going to call it a day, right?
I think so. So that's Friday done.
Yeah.
Let's see what Saturday brings. Well, there you go. It's Saturday. Just like that, this week has flown past. John's just got back from the shops. He went to go and get a brush that he can put on the end of his drill to clean these tiles because the grout is giving us a proper headache. What is that now?
Well, it's for the tiny house.
I thought we were done with building in the tiny house.
I got an idea. I think you're going to like it. I got also the brushes for the floor.
But I thought we were done with the tiny house.
No way, man. This is going to be such a cool project. I'm starting it later today. As soon as I've done the floor, I'm going to start cracking on with this. But I've just got this idea. If we put this piece of wood like this, and then this piece of wood like this, and then these little pieces of wood kind of like that, it's going to look brilliant.
Will it ever be over? I have no idea. All I can say is tune in on Wednesday to find out what on earth he's talking about, because I have absolutely no idea.
It's going to be brilliant.
It's going to be brilliant, so he says. But anyway, we're really just keen that this project gets done. We're almost there. We did achieve what we set out to achieve in this episode, which was to get some furniture in there. So at least that's done. But thank you so much for watching and for sticking with us through it.
We got to put pictures up a little bit later and put some fabrics on the wall and start making it look fancy inside, as well as this project down here. Thanks very much for watching. Once again, as Tara says, always
Be brave, think big, explore. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.